Good day. This is my presentation of my chosen master architects in each category, from classical antiquity, Renaissance, modernist, contemporary, Pritzker Architecture Prize winner, and National Artist for Architecture in the Philippines. For the first one, classical antiquity, I have Vitruvius. Vitruvius was a Roman architect and engineer who wrote the influential treatise De Architectura, which explored the principles of architecture and engineering. Vitruvius believed that architecture should be guided by three principles: firmitas or firmness, utilitas or commodity, and venustas or delight. He believed that buildings should be structurally sound, useful, and aesthetically pleasing. This philosophy is reflected in his designs, which emphasized functionality and durability. Next one is Andrea Palladio for the Renaissance period. He was an Italian architect known for his classical designs, particularly his villas in the Venetian countryside. His work influenced many architects in the Renaissance and beyond. Andrea Palladio believed in the importance of proportion and harmony in architecture. He was heavily influenced by ancient Roman architecture and believed that buildings should reflect the ideals of classical beauty. His designs often featured symmetrical facades, domed roofs, and columns. As it is shown in the pictures, all of his works were made symmetrically, meaning whichever is on the left side is also on the right. Also, he built a dome in his most notably work, the Villa Rotonda, found on the upper right picture. For the third part, modernist, we have Le Corbusier. He was a Swiss-French architect and urban planner who is often considered one of the pioneers of modern architecture. His work was characterized by the use of industrial materials and the focus on functionality. Le Corbusier believed that architecture should be functional, efficient, and adaptable. He was a proponent of modernism and believed that buildings should reflect the needs of society rather than, rather than adhere to traditional aesthetics. His design often featured concrete and glass, with open floor plans and modular elements. As we can see in the first picture on the upper right, the Villa Savoye has its unique features, and Le Corbusier did a breakthrough on the architecture field with his own design principles, named the Five Points of New or Modern Architecture. For the contemporary period, we have Zaha Hadid. She was an Iraqi-British architect known for her avant-garde designs that challenged traditional architecture. Her work included the London Aquatic Centre and the Guangzhou Opera House. Zaha Hadid believed in the importance of pushing boundaries and challenging traditional design principles. She sought to create fluid and organic forms that responded to the environment around them. Her designs often incorporated advanced technologies and unconventional materials. Her works follow the idea of being fluid and is leaning more onto femininity of a building because of the lack of edges and corners. For the Pritzker Architecture Prize winner, Frank Gehry is a Canadian-American architect known for his bold and innovative designs, such as the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, and the Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles. Gehry believed in the importance of experimentation and taking risks in architecture. He sought to create dynamic, sculptural buildings that challenge conventional ideas of forms and structure. His designs often incorporated unconventional materials and unexpected shapes, such as the undulating titanium panels of the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. This one, this one actually is close to my heart because this is the building that I drew for my talent test into getting into the National University. Moving on, for the National Artist for Architecture in the Philippines, I have Francisco Mañosa. He was a Filipino architect known for his indigenous materials and design elements in his buildings, such as the Coconut Palace and the San Miguel Corporation building. He was awarded the National Artist for Architecture in 2018. Francisco Mañosa believed in the importance of using local materials and design elements in his work. He sought to create buildings that reflected the culture and tradition of the Philippines. His designs often incorporated traditional Filipino elements such as bamboo and nipa palm thatching in a modern context. As for my final thoughts and dictums, I have concluded these three key points of my personal philosophy as an architecture student and future architect. Architects in this present time should consider the first, sustainability, designing buildings that are environmentally friendly, minimize energy consumption, and reduce waste, creating adaptable buildings that can evolve over time and have a long-term impact on the environment. Second one is social responsibility, designing buildings that are accessible to all, regardless of their physical abilities, socioeconomic status, or cultural background, creating buildings that contribute positively to their communities and serve the needs of the people who use them. Last one is human-centered, designing spaces that are comfortable, functional, and inspiring, and that reflect the values and culture of the people who use them, prioritizing the needs and experiences of the people who use the building in the design process. I have this quote: architecture is just like houses. It often looks like nothing is happening inside of them, even though they contain most of our lives. From the outside, a building may appear to be nothing more than a static structure, but it is within the walls of that building where much of our lives unfold. We live, work, and play within the spaces that architects create, and it is through the design of these spaces that architects can have a profound impact on our daily lives. Like houses, buildings can be designed to be adaptable and responsive to the needs of their occupants. A building that is well designed can support and enhance the activities that take place within it, making it a more comfortable, functional, and inspiring space for those who use it, whether it is a home, an office, a school, or a public building. Architecture has the power to shape our experiences and contribute to our overall well being. Moreover, just as houses can contain and reflect the personalities and identities of their inhabitants, buildings can also reflect the culture and values of the people who use them. Architects have the opportunity to create buildings that not only serve their practical purposes, but also contribute to the sense of identity and community of the people who use them. In summary, the phrase architecture is just like houses. It often looks like nothing is happening inside of them, even though they contain most of our lives. It speaks to the idea that architecture is more than just the design of the buildings. It is about creating spaces that enhance our experiences, reflect our identities, and contribute to our overall well being. That's all. Thank you.